We have all the way from Canada here, Mr. Ezekiel. He's originally from Mexico, and he's the one that cooked those churros and the Mexican food yesterday afternoon. But please welcome Ezekiel from Canada.
So I finally have the chance to be in the stage. First of all, I want to thank you, everyone, for your participation. For the agents, you are the foundation of this structure, this family that we are now, Educo. So I keep very first in my mind that with you, we do not exist. So if anything I can do to support your work and facilitate everything for Canada, please let me know. I also want to thank to the Subcontinent and India team. I'm very impressed and I'm very happy about the layout. I have seen you taking the extra mile in the last couple of days to make things happen. So congratulations, Guy. All right, so
I am Alex,
we'll start
and I'm originally from Guadalajara, Mexico. I came to Canada to study business administration, and I quickly realized that a large university with huge lecture halls was not the right fit for me. Soon after, I transferred to Acsenda School of Management, where the small class sizes and one-on-one attention motivated my studies, and I became more engaged in my career. I am really happy that I found Acsenda. I am Alex, and I'm originally from
of downtown Vancouver, very close, the seawall, very close to the school. We are located in the financial district of downtown, so across the street from the American consulate. So for you to know, this is Canada, and we are located in the very border of Seattle and Vancouver, 2 hours from Seattle in the Pacific Rim. Very important as we are a very important trade business with Upper China. So why would you decide to study in Canada? Why would you come to Vancouver? First of all, I want to say that the students are eligible as newcomers to be part of the health system in Canada, and that's for free. So just for the 2 or 3 months that the health system, the SP system kicks in, you will have to buy your private insurance plan, but that's only, again, 2 or 3 months, and then you are entitled for the provincial medical services. We offer international recognized degrees as Acsenda and other institutions, and well, we all know that Canada is a very peaceful, stable, economically, socially stable country. It's true, we say sorry a lot. Even Justin Bieber sings sorry, so that's the way it goes. And multicultural country. This is a place that welcomes new people. This is a country that from day one, you feel that you're included and allows you to stay and pursue your goal to stay in Canada. Why that happens? Because it's like going to somebody's house. If you feel welcome, you want to stay there for a while until you become the new Canadians, the truly Canadians, which is all of your future students. As it says, there's a possibility to work in Canada after graduation and as well while you are in school. You have your 20 hours per week, and well, being Vancouver, the Hollywood North, there's always very funky, funny ways or jobs that you can get, just so you know. When I was an international student, I participated in Smallville in 3 episodes, as well as in Alvin and the Chipmunks. So why not? And that was just my 20 hours a week job, and very good experience. The United Nations has ranked Canada as one of the best places to live in the world. And again, this is because of all these other points that I'm mentioning and how cool it is to be in Canada. So the overview of Acsenda, we were established in 2004. It's a private post-secondary institution located in downtown Vancouver, the heart of the financial district, as I mentioned. We have students from 25 different countries now, and we have small class sizes, which I believe that's very important for the success of students in education, because that way, when you're an international and you are just new and everything's different, especially when you come not from the Western world and you may feel intimidated by many things. You're in a small class where the instructors and the students become friends. All the people in the school, myself in the fifth floor, because I'm in a different floor, they're always welcome to come and talk to me. We refer them to things that may be required for the well-being in Vancouver. Again, they can work 20 hours per week while they are studying. And after graduation, they are eligible for the postgraduate work permit, which is for up to 3 years. And that obviously ladders to the different immigration programs. Our intakes are 4 times a year: January, April, July, October. If a student is applying to get the visa and for some reason this is delayed, that's not a problem. You just wait for the next intake to get started. So what programs do we offer? Bachelor in Business Administration, Bachelor in Hospitality Management, Postgraduate Diploma and Postgraduate Certificate, Advanced Diploma in Business Administration, and the EAP programs. So going to the Bachelor's of Business Administration, which I have to say is my favorite. For a high school student, a high school graduate, they will have to take 40 courses from the foundation of the business program, plus 1, 2, 3 more courses, depending on the concentration that they want to take. International business, accounting, general management, marketing, or human resources. Now, when somebody has a degree, a first degree from their home country, we can do a transfer credit evaluation through WES or ECE, and then you just need to complete the equivalent to this number of courses, depending on the concentration, so that you will have a second degree, and then you stay in Canada for a little bit more, your 3 more years on the work permit to have a little bit of Canadian experience. Then we have the Bachelor of Hospitality Management. We just launched this program in this April's intake. Little by little, we're getting more students and applications for this. I highly recommend this program because, well, Vancouver is a touristic hub. So there's people of everywhere in the world coming and going in the summer just to enjoy beautiful British Columbia. And in the winter, everybody wants to go snowboarding. So there's always a lot to do, and it's very easy to get a job all year round. Your part-time work permit, it's definitely of use. And then, well, in this program in particular, we're also offering a 6-month internship where the school will be responsible of getting you that internship. And something that you have to consider is that we are not talking of a vocational program. This is a bachelor's degree, so the internship, it's meant to be on a managerial position. Definitely, the student will not come and be the new director or manager of whatever company, but it's going to be supporting those departments. Let's say in a hotel, maybe in the sales department of a hotel, organizing this kind of events. I think that's a very good opportunity for people to develop their performance, their career, your Canadian experience, which again, that will give you a lot of bullet points on the immigration system of Canada. So we do have also the advanced diplomas and the postgraduate programs in Acsenda. Just so to be clear, these programs are just part of the bachelor's business from the bachelor's program. So the certificate is 10 courses of the bachelor's, it's a year, and the diplomas is 20 courses of the bachelor's, so 2 years. I need to also be very upfront and clear that these programs are not eligible for postgraduate work permit. This will be only a way to perhaps apply, and the student needs to get himself, herself ready to boost their education in Canada and eventually decide to do the bachelor's degree. But do not apply for all the other immigration benefits. So the English for academic purposes, we start from level 3. It's a 3-month program. Each level, 5.5 IELTS with no band lower than 5. And the level 4, another 3 months, will be 6.0 IELTS with no band lower than 5.5. These are some of our partner institutions. As you know, I'm also here to represent Arbutus College. So that will be our first way of getting the students prepared under English requirements. But if for some reason the student needs a different kind of approach, we have agreement with many other ESL schools in Vancouver. These are just some of them. We partner with 25 of the schools in Vancouver. So you name it. But if it's in Arbutus, definitely I will be sitting there at the Dean's office at Arbutus anytime that you have a student so that I can push to get things done for you. So what are the admissions requirements for Acsenda? You have to be a high school graduate, GPA 2.33 or C+. And for those first degree holders, they have to complete they have to start at least the process on WES or ECE. Personally, I recommend WES because that is just opening an account that you will maintain forever, like if you were opening Facebook or Gmail or something. So that way, once it happens that you are applying for a different immigration process, you have your WES account where you are just going to upload the new information that you have, let's say your new degree, and that way you start going on whatever is the target for your student. English proficiency between 5.5 to 6.5 IELTS, and this is because if you go directly to academic, it's 6.5, definitely, but if you're taking EAP programs, you're also eligible to get some academic programs, to take some academic courses as well. So you do EAP and 1 or 2 academic courses. And those students that are over 25 or that they have not completed their high school, they can be considered like a mature student, accent student, and they can also be welcome to start with the bachelor's program. This is very good for, let's say, people that have a family, because let's say, just to put an example, the father wants to come to Canada, get an education in Canada, maybe to bring his family later. So he comes, he starts with that. Again, the immigration policies in Canada will authorize him to work and study his part-time as any other student. But then when he brings his wife, she will be entitled to a full-time work permit. So there's a time where both of them are together and they will have a work permit and a half. And that's because Canada is also very interested in the family reunification. And when the kids come with them, kids go to school for free for the entire program of the father. So you go to high school, you go to elementary school for free. Canada is bilingual, so kids are going to study French, English for free for 2-3 years, while your wife and you will have a 1 permit and a half, and free medical services as well. So this is our tuition chart. For the each course, it's always 3 credits, and it's always 1,499, 1,499 Canadian dollars. Everything that I talk here, every figure, it's Canadian dollar, which is very similar, almost equivalent to the Australian currency, the Australian dollar. And the English for academic purposes, it's 4,110 for the 3 months program. Okay, this is just like an idea of what may happen if you start to bring students to Acsenda. These are the approximate costs and scenarios. Let's say in the first scenario, a student comes with an IELTS of 5.5. So it will start with the 1 academic course, 1,499. Then you add the cost of the EAP3, which is 4,110. So that term in particular will cost $5,609. So that's for 1 term. The person comes with, second scenario, person comes with a 6.0 IELTS. They can get 2 academic courses plus the EAP. The cost of that particular term will be 7,108 Canadian dollars. After that, you just keep going on regular academic courses, which will be, ideally, I always recommend to take 3 courses so that the person also has enough time to have his 20 hours work permit, take advantage of that. But the scenario 3 will be with 3 academic courses, scenario 4 with 4 academic courses, and those are the cost per term, and then the cost for the entire year. So if you're taking 3 courses and you take a break, you'll pay $13,491 per year. If you take 4 courses, it will be $17,988. This will be the ideal calendar year that you can explain to your students. You may take, as I was mentioning before, 3 or 4 courses per term. So let's say you're taking 3 courses in January, 3 courses in April, 3 in July. I'm sorry, in July, it's the summer. I recommend to take that as your break. You will be entitled to work full-time while in your break. And then you come back in October for 3 more courses. And then keep going year by year until you complete the program. The program will vary, definitely, as I mentioned. If you're a first degree holder, you can complete the program in 2 years or less. I do not recommend to do that because, talking of the postgraduate work permit, you should always stick to 2 years so that you get the most of that, which is 3 years. And if you're a high school graduate, well, you're studying in Acsenda for 3 years, let's say, if you go in a fast pace, and then you have the 3 years of work permit. So the application process, you complete and sign the application, you send a copy of the passport, you send a copy of the transcripts, you make a translation. It doesn't need to be official, it's just for the registrar to be able to read the courses that you took from your home country, if that's the case. A proof of English, IELTS, TOEFL, or equivalent, and the letter of offer will be released. Letter of offer is just for the student and for you to see, just to give some sort of legality of what we have received and what's the next on the process. The bank information so that the students can, or the agency can do the wire transfers. And after the student pays, you have to pay 1 term tuition, which is, as I mentioned before, or $4,499 or $5,000 and so. So roughly $5,000, that's what you have to pay 1 term tuition. $150 non-refundable application fee. The subcontinent and India team had won my heart, so that's waived for this intake in October, January, and April for now. Let's see if we can work that eventually for the next intakes. So that's waived. You don't have to consider the 150. And then we have the monies. The letter of acceptance is released. With that, it's your turn to apply for the study permit. In the case that the visa is rejected and we have the letter of rejection, Acsenda will refund 100% of the tuition deposited minus 350 Canadian dollars for processing fees. That's it. I will always recommend, as I mentioned, you can only pay minimum $5,000. If you have the monies to pay $20,000, $30,000, go ahead. It will look good in your letter of acceptance and will increase the possibilities to get the visa approved. And then the money goes back to you if it's rejected. Hopefully that will never happen. So now we have a tuition discount for October, for January, and for April. If you're enrolling for the bachelor's program, there's a $5,000 discount. And for the diploma and certificate programs, there is a $3,000 discount. You can also add up the scholarships that are offered by the academic team, where they go from $1,000 to $5,000. And you have to complete the following points to get that into consideration by the academic team. Copy of official transcripts, a resume, cover letter, CV, and a letter of intent explaining why you think you deserve the scholarship and how are you going to contribute to Acsenda, to Canada as a newcomer. and you may get this as well. So 5,000 plus 5,000 if you have a very good student. Why not 10,000? Nationality mix, this is just for you to have an idea of the list of different countries represented in our studying body. Right now, I just came to my mind 23 different countries. I'm sure that I'm skipping some of them. And these are actual pictures of a day-to-day in Acsenda and Vancouver doing their different activities. Life in Acsenda, people, this was actually last week, and then convocation ceremony last month. We have all our subcontinent and Indian students there in the last picture. Very happy that they just graduated, finally graduated. And Jatan, testimonial, he's now working, he started doing an internship with Rent a Car, one of the, again, Vancouver is very touristic, so there's always a lot of ways to get a part-time job. He started there, he did awesome in his marketing and sales activities. He was promoted inside Rent a Car, and then he was offered a new, very good job in another company. Now, what I was talking at the very beginning of how you work and you study, here are the links that you may check on the Canada Immigration page, CIC, that show the structure for the postgraduate work permit, all the requisites and how it works. And then once you are in Canada, because the way it's gonna work is that you're gonna come to Canada, you're gonna be a student, you have your part-time, then you graduate, you apply for the postgraduate work permit, you get it for 3 years. Then while you're doing that, it's very, I encourage the people, and through a lawyer, of course, or an immigration consultant, to as well apply for an express entry. Canada now is launching this immigration program where you will put your application in a pool with all your profile, and Canada will start reviewing those applications that are overly qualified, and if Canada considers that you are good, they will just send you an email congratulating you because you've been approved to become a permanent resident of Canada. If that's on a 12-month calendar, and if nothing happens, you can just reapply and reapply and reapply every 12 months. In the meantime, you apply for foreign skilled worker, or you can apply for provincial nominee program and many other ways. And then people ask me, are you authorized to offer this and that? Here's also at the end the link at the websites of authorized undergraduate institutions. And yes, private institutions like Acsenda are entitled, but just in this list. I want to congratulate very much again the subcontinent team and the India team, as well as to Amset, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well, from Oregon Education. This is the first visa approved through the Educo pipeline. Remember that Acsenda was just included in Educo within a week. So, round of applause for Amset and the team. So here's obviously you can't read this, but it's like welcome. You are now entitled to your visa and your study permit and so. Now I'm going to change the route. I'm going to talk about Arbutus College, which is our career college, our vocational programs. Again, this is also located in downtown Vancouver, like 2 blocks from Acsenda. I usually commute a lot from one school to the other, and we have an awesome team there as well to support you if you are deciding to go that way. With Arbutus, we have many programs available, but personally, I will encourage to go for the business programs and the hospitality programs because those will match with Acsenda, and you're taking 6 months program or more, we will be able to transfer credits to the first term in Acsenda, as well as taking, as I mentioned before, your EAP in Arbutus, where we will have total control to help your students, and then transfer to Acsenda as well. So the English programs, business programs, hospitality management programs, all of this, as I mentioned, transfer to Acsenda first term. And well, just to almost conclude my participation in this panel, this is Vancouver. Well, not the city, obviously, but so you have an idea the way your students are going to develop their life while they're visiting us and perhaps staying in Canada. We do have a summer. People think that we live in igloos and that we are just, I don't know, like eating snow and we have no fridges. This is Vancouver in the summer. This is actually my neighborhood where I live, Kitsilano. But we also have the winter, which is awesome. You go snowboarding. So it's just great. If you have questions, please do so. No questions? Yes, please.
If student is applying for a postgraduate diploma,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
No, yes, it's just the other slide, sorry.
Oh, okay. So if student is applying for a postgraduate diploma, then do you accept 3 years bachelor's?
Yes.
Yes.
We accept.
Okay, and if student has completed at a distance education or something?
If student is completing what?
Like a
Distance
bachelor's
education.
through correspondence?
Correspondence, yep.
We haven't got any case like this, but please apply. Send us some case study. We'll check with the head of the school.
If it is from Section 1 university, like
That should be
University of
fine.
Delhi
That
or
should be
something.
fine. We can always check with them, but please. But as Ezekiel mentioned, there are going to be no post-study work visa with the PG diploma.
Okay.
So that's the one thing we have to keep in mind. So, but if you have a student or any query, send us. We'll check with head of the study. Should be fine, I believe.
All right, thank you so much.